everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Emily.
I'm Brian.
This is our adventure dog Wes, and we are currently in the Yukon, Canada. We left our lives, careers, friends, and family at home in Lake Tahoe just over a month ago today. And we thought that it would be about time to do a little bit of a check-in and a Q&A. We've gotten a lot of questions about how we're adjusting to life on the road, what we like, what we don't like. And so we're going to spend some time going over those questions today. To get started today, we're just going to go ahead and spill the tea with some real realities of van life and what it's been like for us in our mid-40s trying to adapt. So question number one, how are you adjusting to life on the road?
I think I'm adjusting pretty well. We've both found a routine, whether we're gonna take off in the morning, go find somewhere else, or if we're just gonna hang out. We both kind of have our thing we do. We don't even have to talk about it. Everything we brought has a place now, and we know where everything is. So I think I'm adjusting pretty well. What about you?
Yeah, I think that like anything, there's always going to be challenges in life, and I would just say it's different than home life, a lot different than home life. Like there were challenges in your home life, right? Work, stuff you had to deal with on a regular basis, but then there's just all new ones in van life. It's not like we're on like a permanent vacation. So finding ways to adapt to those new things that now we have to overcome and experience is something that I actually am loving. It's really challenged us to flex that creative muscle, be adaptable, and I'm definitely enjoying that part of it. It's been something new for us, and it's also just a newfound freedom. So overall though, totally starting to get into our groove and really feel like this is becoming our life, and I'm totally cool with that. Totally happy with that. Next question we've got is, what has been the hardest part?
For me, probably not being able to shower every day, I guess, has been one of the hardest parts. I like to feel clean, but I'm getting used to it. We could take a shower every day if we wanted to. It's just not the most convenient thing setting up. We have an indoor shower and an outdoor shower, but the hardest part for me has been the conveniences in life. But if that's the worst, then I'm fine with it and I'm getting used to it. I'm turning into a dirtbag.
You smell like a dirtbag too.
You too. What's that smell?
Who knows? Where's that smell coming from? I also can't not mention the other hardest part has been leaving our friends and family behind. We think about you guys all the time, and that fear of missing out, or FOMO, as my cousin Nikki would call it, has been immense. But it's always so great to hear from them, and we know that we're going to see you guys soon. Next question. Opposite of the hardest part. What's been the best part?
Ooh. My favorite part, best part, has probably been just the mind-blowing scenery. Every time we move somewhere, there's something new. Before we left on this trip, Emily asked me what I was looking forward to the most, and I told her anything that can make Lake Tahoe look small. And you can't ever take anything away from Lake Tahoe. It's beautiful, we love our home, but things are just bigger and different out here. And so that's been my favorite part, is seeing non-stop glaciers and vast forests and lakes, and still haven't seen that much wildlife, but I know it's coming. So that's my favorite part, has just been seeing everything that makes Tahoe look small.
My favorite part has been the freedom to do what we want to do when we do it. So, you know, for example, when we were at the dunes in Oregon, we only planned on being there for one night, but we loved it so much. We were like, let's stay for 2 nights. And I know a lot more of that is coming as we're now settling into Alaska and Canada, is just that freedom to like slow down and really take in like where we want to be and for how long. Like, we didn't know how long we were going to be in the Yukon for, and this is our 3rd night now, and we could have buzzed right through, but we really just wanted to have that freedom to do what we want. Next question, and probably the most important question, because you guys are all really here for Wes. Let's be honest. He's kind of the star of the show. So how is Wes doing? And that has always been our number 1 priority, by the way.
So Wes has done great. Took him a couple days, I think, of just getting used to being in the van with us every day and moving. I would say the ferry was probably the worst part for him and for us. It was super stressful for us. Until he was able to break that pee barrier, and then after that it wasn't too bad. But after that, I feel like he's kind of figuring it out too. I think he knows what we're doing, and he is sleeping. He sleeps during our drives, he sleeps at camp. I think he's really kind of mellowed out. He gets more walks now than he's ever had before. He gets multiple walks a day.
And so do we.
Yep. And swims too. He gets to go swimming now. And he's also meeting a lot of new friends, furry and human. And
they're also nice to him. He's gotten so many treats from people, homemade or just treats that people had that they just want to give to him, because it is always all about the dog. Do you miss living in a house? Then I have to say, yes, sometimes. Everything in a van is 10 times harder, and like just going to the bathroom, you have to pull the toilet out, you have to do your business, you have to empty the tank, you have to empty the compost. Getting in and out of bed is like doing yoga like every day. You almost fell out of bed.
I fell out of bed this morning.
Cooking is a whole thing. You have to worry about power, what you're gonna cook, how many dishes you're gonna make, how you're gonna clean those dishes, getting water. There's a lot that goes into it. But it also comes with a lot of pros. So
I don't miss it. I'm embracing dirtbag life, and I love not knowing what each day is gonna bring. And it's like I said before, I got used to not having a shower every day, so I'm good now. I'm having fun. It's a dream we've had for a while, and the home will be there and we're ready to go home. So I'm good with, dude, if I could have a campfire every night.
Next question. What are some challenges you've had to overcome? And we've had our fair share. I'd say the biggest one for me was probably the ferry. So we were on the ferry from Bellingham, Washington to Juneau, trying to make arrangements to get up from Juneau further north, only to find out that like half of the ferry fleet is running this year, and we couldn't get up any further north than Haines. And so that completely kind of flipped our travels around, did a 180 on those, but we've adapted really well to that and finding a way to make it work.
We adapted really well, and it's been a journey. The roads up here are pretty intense. It's the Wild West, but we're making it work, and we're finding our way, and we'll be in Alaska tomorrow.
The other challenges that we've had to deal with are finding groceries, finding fuel, especially in this most recent leg of the journey, because it's pretty remote where we are now. So that's been challenging. Same with like water and places to dump our gray water, as well as our black. But one thing I think we thought was going to be more challenging than it is actually finding campsites. I think we've done pretty good finding campsites.
Yeah, we've been to one campsite that was full, and that was on a Friday.
Yeah.
Blur's Day. Other than that, it's just wide open up here, and I know that the further we get into Alaska, it's going to be more of just the wide open options, and so that's going to be pretty neat.
Yeah, I think one of the other biggest challenges for me has been these frickin' mosquitoes.
So the no-see-ums, do you know what a no-see-um is? If you do, let us know. But the no-see-ums really got us at an RV park of all places. I haven't had too many issues with the you-see-ums yet.
I see them everywhere. You probably see them in the camera. What has been the biggest surprise? The biggest surprise for me has been how many amazing people that we've met along the way, both old and new friends, as well as just the awesome YouTube community that we have here. You guys have been so kind, and we read and respond to every single comment, and just can't thank you guys enough for lifting us up during this time of adjustment for us, because it really has meant the world.
To Emily's point, what I think the biggest surprise to me has been how friendly people have been. We've had so many people just come up and ask us questions, either about him or the van or just us in general, and ask what we're doing, and in the same response, everyone has the same response, like, hell yeah, do it now. Like, that's been surprising and cool. It's been fun meeting new people.
Another thing I want to say about a big surprise for us is how little screen time that we actually have. I mean, at home, I felt like I was on this little phone like 10 hours a day, doom scrolling, right? But when you're out here, it's partially because you don't have service very often, and it involves booting up the Starlink, which you have to have power, you have to have good sight lines to the sky for. So that is another challenge in itself. But it has inhibited the amount of screen time that we can have, and it's been really refreshing to kind of step away from the world and all the keeping up with the Joneses that we had in our everyday life.
I actually don't mind. I do most of the driving, so I'm just driving all the time, or unpacking, packing, setting up camp. I really don't check my phone that often anymore, and when I do, it's for a short period of time, because I feel like I have to get the fire going or whatever. So I actually am not missing screen time.
Oh, I have an impromptu question for you that I just came up with.
Wait a minute.
I don't know if these guys know about it yet, but do you guys know that Brian is the moss?
What is the moss?
What is the moss?
I have a job. I have a job title. What is it, Em?
You tell them.
I don't.
It's multifunctional outdoor support specialist. That means I do all the computer work, and Brian does...
I do all the grunt work.
Everything else.
The driver, security, maintenance, fires, cooking. I do most of the cooking. Okay, cooking's teamwork.
Cooking's teamwork. Last question for today. What are you looking forward to the most in the coming months?
I am looking forward to continue to have my mind blown by the landscape. I'm also looking forward to maybe doing some more outdoor activities, more fishing, maybe learning how to fly fish, going on some bigger hikes, and just really taking advantage of what, Alaska has to offer. That's what I'm looking forward to.
For me, I think it's continuing to settle in, and then also slowing down even more. When we left on July 7th, we had a target to get up to Bellingham, Washington to get the ferry by a certain date, July 26th. And so we kind of felt like we were on this timeline, and it was go, 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 go to get up there, and we want to see a lot, right? Now we're not on a timeline, and we really do get to slow down even more and kind of settle in and just take in the different places that we go. I loved that so much about Haines. Mm-hmm. We were in Haines for 4 nights, and it was a small town. I really feel like we were there long enough to really get a vibe for the town, see kind of the local attractions, meet some of the locals, and that just gave me more of an appreciation for where we were.
We went on a beautiful hike. We saw a brown bear.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to more of that.
And I see him on your head.
Brutal, man. Brutal. Well, those are all the questions that we had today, but if you have any other questions for us, go ahead and leave them in the comments below, and we'd love to hear from you. We really do read every single comment and try and respond. So thank you guys for always being found in the comments, and we also thank you so much for following along on our journey. We couldn't be doing this without you guys, and we will see you on the next adventure out there.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers, babe.
That was good.